Hi, this is another tutorial in Prêt-à-Template app. In this one, we're going to create a beautiful look inspired by the Barbie movie, a look of Margot Robbie wearing a pink jumpsuit. As well, we're going to discover a new template section that has just arrived of different jumpsuits. So I'm starting with the puzzle look and adding the features that I want to trace for this look. I will start with the face features and go on with different templates that I think are going to help me to create this look. So I'm adding scarf as well. Let's review this section. So this is a whole new template set with different jumpsuits. You can see there's so many different styles, and I'm gonna use one of them, this one, for the Barbie look. Let's take a look at each of them, how they look on the body, just so that you can get familiar with different new design opportunities and maybe create some of the looks using these new templates. Now let's take a look at the reference that I want to take my inspiration from. So I'm gonna split screen with my gallery and see these are the images that I thought could be reinterpreted in another look. But so I'm going to look for templates that are similar. I need to find a Western boot, and I think a hat would be nice. Okay, this is the hat that I'm looking for. So I have all the components to really make my drawing much easier now, and I think I can start drawing. So tapping on that pencil icon is going to take me to the drawing canvas. I'm using these toggles to reduce the opacity, and this will be enough for me to see what's going on with the template. I will pick a pencil and start drawing. So right now, as I'm drawing the face, I'm doing a few things. I'm really following the template, but I am adjusting some of the parts which I feel will help me achieve more likeness. So you can see that I took the mouth and I took it a little bit more higher up than it is on the template. And in case of the eyes, I am just slightly changing the shape, but I'm not changing the position at all. And I have a certain mindset when I'm doing the drawing that it's not a complete illustration. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for me to fix it, to change some things. I just want to start somewhere. So this is a preparation drawing. It's always on a separate layer. So in case something goes wrong, you can always take a layer on top of it and do the fixes. Another thing is that I'm utilizing two ways of using the pencil. One is to use it straight, perpendicular to the surface of the iPad, which is going to give me a strong, hard line. It's going to be thin and precise. And if I want to give it sort of like a shadow shading, I'm going to tilt the eye pencil and have this very broad and soft shadow. I'm trying to take advantage of both of these types of drawing to make my sketch more rich and interesting. I'm drawing the eyebrows now. I've changed their shape just a little bit to fit the look of the reference. And I don't think I need so much more drawing on the face. I will leave it at that and start moving on to the head drawing. In this case, I had to change a bit the template because I want the head to look up like the reference, not straight. So I've changed the position a bit, adding the thickness to the front of the head like it was in the template. And what I realize is that the sides of the head I will have to adjust as well, because on the template the head was looking straight, so that line I have to open it a bit more like this to show the correct way that it is tilted on the head. As I keep drawing the same way that the template is, because I don't want to repeat exactly the same look, I want to explore the new template. But I'm going to add this element to the front of the pant because I think it's kind of cute. So I'm thinking whether I should add anything on the top, but I think I'll keep it plain. And I'm only going to add this element for now. Now that the drawing is finished, I can start coloring. I'm adding one more layer and I'll drag it under the drawing. That means the drawing is going to be always on top and the coloring will not affect it. I'll pick a skin tone and I'm using a flat marker. This is the smallest size. And I'll just color it flat, the entire body, the face, the hands, everything. And then I'll start working from there. Now that it's done, I will start adding shadows. I'll just drag the toggle of this color to get a darker shade. You can use another color as well. And start adding some washes of darker color. I'm still using marker. This can be done with watercolor brush, I think, easily with pencil as well. So whatever is comfortable, whatever tool works the best for you. I really love marker for its transparency and the fact that I can adjust the darkness by doing 2-3 overlays. So it's kind of fast because I don't have to adjust the colors so much. I can just adjust the amount of movements I make and it just looks nice. I think it takes some time of getting used to it, but once the skill is there, you can probably finish the entire illustration with marker. But that's just my That's just my preference. I also love the fact that it has two sides, the wide and the thin, so automatically size changing is kind of within the tool itself, which is also awesome. So I'm adding some shadows here, and I don't want to have a huge variety of color and very dark shadows, because my idea was from the beginning to have a little bit of a plastic doll look. So just to kind of hint to the Barbie reference. Instead, I will add a bit more highlights, lights, like on a really smooth surface. You'll always see these bright highlights. And that's what I will try to add to the body as well, by adjusting the color to the lightest version and adding some over the drawing. Now it's the initial stage of coloring, I would say, is finished. Maybe add some pink on the cheeks, because there's gonna be a pink in the outfit, so it's going to look nice together. And I'll take this dark color to line the nose a bit. And I know the eyes aren't drawn with colors yet, but that's fine. I just want to do some beginning stage and move on to the rest of the things, and then do kind of like a second run over everything with more details. So I don't complete the face 100% and then move on to something else. I do 50% of everything and then complete everything to 100%. So now I took this dark color and I'm adding shadows whenever I see that there's going to be a shadow cast from a material or pieces from the head on the head, from the chin on the neck, and under the silhouettes of the scarf and the straps. That's just going to make them not drawn on top of the body, but actually having volume. So for now, this is going to be enough, and I can move on to the head. I'll add one more layer and switch to solid tool. It's going to be faster because the head is pretty much flat color. There's going to be some shadows, but it's going to be faster to fill it in with a solid tool. I'm just going to change the size to make it quick. And I took this off-white color for it to stand out from the white background that I have. As well as I'm going to add the white line to the rim of the head to show the thickness, so it's going to be nice. And I'm adding this dark color as a base to the entire surface that is on the inside. And then I will add some light. I'll take a watercolor brush to add some light on the sides of the head, or on the parts that are kind of lifted up. I think I can leave the head at this for now, just checking how it looks without the template. And I've added a light shadow on this side as well. Now I'm making a separate layer to color a hair, and I'm using the same face colors palette, just filling it in with marker quickly, and I'll be using the same color but shifting the toggle to darker value to add some shadows. This looks alright, 50% done. I'm happy with it for now, and I'm creating the next layer to start coloring the scarf. I will use marker again. This is a small area, so I'll take advantage of that and start adding shadows by layering the color of the tulle a few times, so I can get a little bit more depth and volume by doing that, and leaving it lighter on the light areas. What I feel is that this pink isn't saturated enough. It's a little bit muted like a rose, but I need that really pure Barbie pink. So I use the color picker tool to extract the color right from the reference photo. This is one of the reasons why keeping a split screen is cool, because sometimes you can just feel like you want to get that same color and it's really quick. So this is the layer of the scarf, and moving on to the darker color. I feel it will be better to switch to solid tool. It's going to be faster. So I will use this flat shade to place it all over the jumpsuit. And then I will start adding the light and shadow. Now I'll get back to the scarf to finish it. And I will search for a light color to add some highlights to it. I'm working on the same layer as before. Right, so now I'll add one more layer and pick a white color to add the pattern like the one she has. And there's a family of patterns in the library that you can find. This one over here that has 5 different options. I'll swatch some of them and see which is better. Okay, that's one. You can tap and hold to see the preview of each pattern, and that's how I see which other one I want to try. I really like this one. Now I'll work a bit on top of it to separate the parts, because whenever you put the pattern on top, it makes everything a bit flat because it's flat itself. So it's best to add shadows on top of the pattern to make it follow the curve of the fabric. And I think then I can say that it's complete. Okay, I think it's good. And I can start working on the jumpsuit and start adding light and shadow. So I'll pick some lighter color than the original, and with markers start adding some areas that are lit. And I'm adding one more layer of light in a smaller size of brush to make it more narrow. Within the area that I've made lighter, I'm going to make a smaller area that is even more lighter to emphasize the highlights. Now I want to add these stars to the flared part of the pant, and I will pick a white color, light pink, and look for something similar in the library. So here are some nice stars that I think are gonna work for me, and I will apply them to this part. I made another layer to add these laced detail, and I need to think how to draw it. I'm thinking to use a pen, which is a nice thin tool for these, but I'm just seeing how the marker would work, and I will switch to the pen now. So I need something like a silver color for the small metal eyelets, and I'm using the dotted line mode to create an even spacing. And I will take this layer and pull it up on top of the drawing because I don't want to see the pencil so much. And then I will switch to straight line and start adding these crisscross lines in the middle with the pen. So this is the final part of the illustration where I consider doing the nuanced work and fixing little details. I've added one more layer on top of the layer sequence because whatever I've drawn before, I want to cover it. So I'm adding just a little bit of shadows here and there, lights, fixing maybe the initial drawing a bit. But I'm not intending to go crazy on the details, just to do a little bit. And here I'm going to add some darker shadow to bring the front of the head a bit forward. I will work on the face details, the facial features, eyes and lips. And I'm using a pencil to add these details. Here's a finished illustration. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel to see more tutorials like this and to see all the new updates on the app.